Good afternoon, fam. Today I'm going to be working on sanding the module, but first I got to fill in the gaps, and what I'm going to be using is this stuff called Great Stuff. And I got the idea from watching Ken Peterson from his channel. He was trying to fill in some gaps, and he was using Great Stuff to fill in the gaps. It's a foam, so let me shake it a little more. And let's take a look on how I'm going to fill in these gaps. Okay, see this kind of open gap here, and there's a number of open gaps on the edge of the module. I'm going to fill this in with Great Stuff. Now, we're going down this journey together with Great Stuff. I'm going to shake the can up. I've never used it before. Ken Peterson, he did. I watched his video, so let's see what happens. All right, shake it up. And so they give you this handy dandy applicator. You screw it on to the top of the lid, then obviously you pull the trigger. Let's see what happens. Interesting. Pretty cool. Let's let that go there. So we're going to let that kind of dry, and we're going to go into the smaller cracks. Let's go over here. Now these little cracks are going to be a little bit difficult, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the applicator right very firm with the edge, and hopefully it will get down there enough to when I sand it, it'll be flush. So I got these very small 1/8 of an inch gaps. So obviously it looks like it's going over it, but I'm injecting it into the gap. So hopefully that'll fill, and then we can start sanding it. So just want to clean off the applicator tip. Now I don't know if it's going to clog up. I hope it doesn't, but if it does, oh boy, this will be good to fill in any gaps when I start sanding. If I go a little too low, or if I need more, if I need to add in material where I took off too much, that'll be perfect for it. Okay, now that the foam is cured, the Great Stuff foam is cured, it'll fully cure in 12 hours, but it's able to cut now. I was going to say I'm going to use this to do the bulk cutting, but I did order foam cutting knives from Woodland Scenics because I know I'm going to have to use it, you know, as I get a little more trying to install the bridge and get some more precise cutting. This is for bulk cuts. I'm going to get the foam knife for some more precision cuts. So let's get started. Okay, I'm going to be starting to sand now, and I'm starting out with a pretty thick grit. This is what is it, 80 grit sandpaper, and I'm using the DeWalt Orbital sander. So make sure you have your dust thing. I tried to hook it up to my shop vac, but it wouldn't fit. I didn't have any couplings or any attachments for it, so I'm just going to rely on the catch bag. So when you use an orbital sander like this, it's got little holes for the dust. So and the sanding pad has holes. So you just make sure they fit up properly. Okay, as you can see here, this is the dust collector. It's, let's see if I can, it's kind of hard to see, but it is filling up with the pink foam dust. So make sure you check this periodically and dump it out. Okay, I changed out the pad to a new pad. I'm going to start working on this side, or my left. Alrighty. Okay, I have finished the first round of sanding. There's going to be more sanding coming because I got to start getting the profile for where the tracks are, and there's going to be some rough cuts there. And then I'm going to have to position the bridge. One thing I was going to say, ironically, Pele Soborg is doing almost like the exact same kind of module. You know, a Fremo style module where there's a bridge in the center, a concrete bridge. In fact, I think he's using the same bridge I did, the Walthers Cornerstone modern concrete deck bridge. But I saw how he mounted it. I wish I had read the article before I started doing this, but hey, that is what it is. So anyway, I'm going to show you what I've done so far. I'm not going to go down progressively finer sanding. There's no need to, because it's ground basically. But let me show you, you know, what's been done so far. Okay, if you take a look, you can see it's a lot smoother. I want to make sure you get enough light. It's a lot smoother. And as you notice, there are all these kind of macro or deep cut lines from my multi-tool. But, so what I'm going to ultimately have to do is probably, when I paint over the surface, I'm going to probably have to put like a coating of plaster or hydrocal or something to kind of fill in these sharp edges. You know, like here on the corner, here's another one in the corner. The corners are a little rough. This is probably the best corner, but as you can see, I'm still going to have to fill in, and I don't want to use that Mr. Foam there. And see, here's a little gap right there, or the Great Stuff, not Mr. Foam, Great Stuff. So again, the corners are a little rough, and again, I'm going to have to tear out this middle section so I can mount the bridge. But again, it's encouraging in the sense it gives you even a better idea of what the terrain's going to look like, and it's smoother. And again, I'm going to have to put down some top coat of plaster hydrocal. I think Woodland Scenics provides sells a certain type of cover plaster mix. So anyway, that is a module update on the sanding. There's going to be some more sanding again there's going to be more cutting and sanding. I did order Woodland Scenics foam blades. It's like a giant X-Acto blade and 4 replacement blades for fine cutting. So anyway, that's it. Everybody have a great weekend.